All right, Dick Cheney is worried sick about deficits under Barack Obama. Under Bush? Nobody cares about deficits. In a moment, to help us plumb the depths of Mr. Cheney's concern for you and your family, we'll be joined by Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist Gene Robinson. Now, that was fun to say. Dick Cheney, who spent 8 years as vice president conspicuously not being on the TV machine, is now on the TV machine more than that British gecko that sells insurance. Here he was again last night on Fox News.
I worry that we're seeing a situation where this administration is not only committing us to huge deficits for the future, but is also redefining that relationship between government on the one hand and the private sector on the other.
Obama's redefining the government's relationship with the private sector? This from the guy who left his job as head of Halliburton to become vice president? In 2000, when Cheney was elected, Halliburton had about $763 million in federal contracts. By 2005, it was up to $6 billion, almost 8 times better for Halliburton. Conflict of interest, isn't it? On deficits in 2002, Cheney reportedly said this to then Treasury Secretary Paul O'Neill when talking about another round of tax cuts. He said, quote, "Reagan proved deficits don't matter. We won the midterms. This is our due." Well, yes, Republicans did win the 2002 midterms, and if my political calculations are correct, carry the 2, divide it. Yeah. Dick Cheney's doing everything he can now to make sure Republicans will lose the 2010 midterms as well. Let's ask Eugene Robinson, MSNBC political analyst, and now Pulitzer Prize-winning associate editor and columnist at The Washington Post. Gene, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, Rachel.
I have to say congratulations first, and to ask you, well, how's your life been since winning the Pulitzer? Are you tired of people throwing the rose petals at your feet and everything?
No. Come on, rose petals, please. No, seriously, it's been wonderful. My feet have not touched the ground. I am elated. And you know, to win it for 2008, when you and I spent so much of the year sitting next to each other and experiencing the campaign and watching this amazing story unfold, it's just very special to me, and I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you, Gene. It couldn't have gone to a better guy.
Thank you so much.
You won the Pulitzer, as you said, for writing about this historic campaign that led to Obama's election. Since Obama took office, it seems to me like his most visible political opposition has been from people like Dick Cheney, incredibly, Rush Limbaugh, Karl Rove, Newt Gingrich. Is this the greatest political blessing that Obama has yet had?
It's pretty close. I mean, if Dick Cheney, you know, whose popularity was subterranean when he left office, if he's going to be the face of the Republican opposition, if Newt Gingrich is the face of the future for the Republican Party, I mean, this is great stuff for Obama. At some point, I assume, you know, a younger and more with it Republican opposition will emerge that kind of takes into account the circumstances of today rather than the circumstances of 1979. But until then, I think Obama almost gets a pass.
On the issue of the economy and spending, we saw the Republican Party try to harness the sort of conservative energy that came out of this Tea Party movement, these sort of seemingly Fox News-sponsored events and stuff. Is it a problem, fundamentally, to have Bush administration officials representing an anti-spending, anti-deficit line?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. I do think there is the nut of something in that whole Tea Party thing, in that there is this kind of inchoate, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore kind of feeling out there. I think among people who are experiencing the economic crisis, there might be a populist critique that could be made of the approach to the financial crisis, for example, by a kind of clever, sophisticated Republican who is an up-and-comer. That person has not yet emerged, nor has that critique, and is so kind of incoherent at the moment, I think.
Eugene Robinson, MSNBC political analyst, Washington Post columnist and associate editor, and brand new Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm going to say it all the time. You won't be able to stop me. Thanks for joining us tonight, Gene.